my first question to you is, how do you see the current developments that are ongoing? We saw the tweet by the foreign minister in the morning as well, calling it unacceptable. So what are your comments on the developments that have taken so far, and what impact can it have on the India and Maldives relationship?
Obviously, as I mentioned yesterday, I was deeply concerned to see the developments, and I think our foreign ministry and the foreign minister has very clearly stated that though we have freedom of expression, that the kind of language that has been used is obviously unacceptable. And personally, I also believe that this element of racism and derogatory comments is something I strongly condemn. Unfortunately, this has already happened, and I think given the history of the Maldives-India relationship, though we have strong bonds of friendship, we have also had various times where we have not agreed on some issues, and things have not gone very well. Obviously, when problems arise, we, as responsible citizens of our countries, and also especially politicians, and including the media, can play a role to resolve such situations and to de-escalate any tensions that have arisen. So I think definitely we have a responsibility for that because of the historic and strong ties of friendship that have existed. And unfortunately, with the political rhetoric, there have been instances of disagreements that have gone and been expressed in ways that are not acceptable in modern democratic societies.
Okay, ma'am, as we speak, the Maldivian president has landed in China for his state visit. He has earlier visited Turkey, defying his earlier predecessors who had visited India as their first foreign destination after taking over the charge. What do you make out of such visits?
Of course, it has been a tradition in the Maldives, and I have myself traveled with 3 presidents to India on their state visits, and including on their first visits abroad. Our current president, Dr. Muizzu, has made decisions to first visit Turkey and now to visit China as well. And I think these are important visits. China, as you know, is a close development partner of Maldives and has assisted particularly in a lot of infrastructure developments. And I think many times there has been unfair allegations against them in terms of the debt trap, which I think politicians have used. I, again, do not agree with that. I think the terms of the loans have been very favorable to Maldives. And as you know, the completion of one of our most important landmark projects, the Sina Male Bridge, or the bridge connecting Male and Hulu Male. Hulu Male, as I mentioned earlier, is a development of President Maumoon Abdul Qayyum during his time. He brought in or reclaimed with the support of many, and of course the work of Maldivian people, a whole island where people have now settled, and it was to ease the burden on our capital, Male. So yes, the trips obviously show that we have many friends across the world, and that we wish to strengthen those bonds as well. It does not undermine in any way our relationship to India, and the fact that this is the strongest power in our neighborhood, and that we value this strong friendship. But I think different countries have supported and assisted us in different ways, and that does not make us exclusive friends with any particular country. So I commend the president on his decisions, and I wish him good luck in his discussions in China, and the Maldivian people look forward to further support for us, particularly in the areas where our people expect to see progress.
And what are your comments? Just last question. What are your comments on the India's assistance that it has provided to Maldives over the years when it comes to different sectors, including defense, health, culture, agriculture, tourism, which is one of the most important. What will you say on that?
Yes, I must say India has been one of our closest friends and supporters, particularly in the development of this country. I remember projects such as the Indira Gandhi Memorial Hospital, IGMH, and many other such landmarks. In the defense area, there has been close cooperation, as we already know. And so it is, in a way, this relationship is very special to us. And I hope that this current crisis will be resolved at the earliest. And I hope and appeal to the Indian government and politicians and the media to also help de-escalate. And at the same time, the Maldivian government, our people, and also our politicians, I believe, should play a role in bringing down this tension so that we can go back to this strong friendship again. Friends do not always agree on everything, but they are able to talk about the difficult issues and to work towards resolving such. So it is my hope that we do continue. And let me also mention that at times of crisis, India has been a great support to Maldives, including in the 1988 coup attempt when President Maumoon Abdul Gayoom was here, and also in recent years in the water crisis and also in the tsunami. So in many times of crisis and COVID, let me not forget, I remember that the first shipment or one of the first shipments of COVID vaccine was sent out to Maldives, and at that time even most Indian citizens had not had access to this vaccine. So we do appreciate all that. We do remember that. It's not that we have forgotten it. And once again, I look forward to our mature politicians and governments working together closely in resolving any differences that we may have right now.
But you condemn the statement made by the minister, the tweets made by the minister yesterday.
Definitely, it is unacceptable, and I think this has been echoed by politicians across our country as well. And on the side of the individuals, I must say that many are very young and new in office. I believe that they should have been given the right guidance as to how to act once you are in a public office. And I think I'm not excusing at all such kind of language, but I believe that they do need guidance because they're young and they're new in such positions. And I hope that in future that we shall not see any repetition of this kind. And I commend the government for taking the action. But I think more important is prevention rather than trying to handle a crisis when it happens. So I think it's important that our younger politicians or those in positions in public office know how to conduct themselves and how easy it is to create a crisis, especially between countries, the diplomatic crisis at the moment. So I think it is unfortunate that it has happened. We cannot undo it, but we definitely can work for the future to prevent such things and show the respect necessary and use language that is acceptable in how we address. And
from breaking news, detailed analysis, in-depth interviews and explainers, follow the Times of India. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like our videos and hit the bell icon to stay updated with the latest.